Um, this is another video, and this video is about the dreams and the way they condition our brain and the manipulation we experience as people who are target individual. Uh, TI, target individuals, are just human subjects in a program where they are doing so much nasty things to us. A lot of it psychological and also physical. And what is utilized in the way they torture us is technology that is extremely sophisticated. It's extremely sophisticated. It's technology coming from the DoD, and we are basically guinea pigs, where they utilize these textbook tactics that they have systematically done to others. And the way the way they use this technology onto us is they use that as a weapon. They use us as a weapon. They use this technology as a weapon, and this weapon basically use our own brain sometimes to break us down as human subject in this program. The tactics they use are so disturbing and pedophilia-centric. It is renowned, they are renowned to be doing pedophilia-centric ways of breaking people down, and these tactics are implemented onto all kind of TIs, right? Obviously, the program is run by governmental entities linked to the DoD. This amount of the level of advancement of technology, the resources, all of that is obvious that it comes from entities like DARPA. The psychological warfare ways of breaking human subjects are very systematic to what very similar to what CIA has done before, and the resources, like I said, the financial resources to be able to employ or contract so many people around you to do these things is obviously coming from resources coming from the DoD, right? And so who I'm talking about, who they're employing, is they employ these perps, these civilians, humans, these civilians who are just, their sole job is to, once you are forced to experience this nastiness, their job is to try to make you accept these things. And it's so disgusting. They use also childlike individuals, and you're going to hear other target individuals have said that they think that's the next door 14-year-old kid, and it's because, as obvious as the manipulation are done to you, they want you to get to the level of a childlike minded person to accept what's happening to you. For example, one of the common things that you're going to hear here is the dream manipulation, dream modulation, and this is what this video is going to be about, as you've seen the title. I just had a dream that was manipulated to have. You hear a lot of target individual talk about how they manipulate the dreams and a lot of other things, but I'm going to focus on dreams right now because this is what I just experienced that's disgusting. They manipulate your dream in ways that are so disgusting, right? And we are just disturbed. They basically try to condition us, and as soon as I'm done speaking here, what you're going to hear is a woman who's going to say the same thing I just said. Her testimonial was in 2007, and today, 2023, obviously things are more advanced, but the same textbook ways of breaking people down that you utilize. Like I said, they use very pedophilia-centric ways of breaking people down. It's so nasty. They try to recondition your brain in nastiness of these pedophilia ways. And I don't know if it correlates with the fact there's a bunch of pedophiles in these DoD agencies, but either way, the tactics of manipulating the brain to experience what we experience target individuals, and the forcing of seeing children in a sexual way is disgusting. The dream I just had that was manipulated and forced onto me was this. It was a sexual dream. They made me have a sexual dream with somebody who kind of but could be confused to be an adult. They had me have this sexual dream with this person. disturbing. And then at the end, start making me in the dream turned into her being a 13, 14-year-old girl. But kind of confusing with an adult way of like her body is almost like adult, like, right? Confusing, merging those things together. And you understand they do this to train your brain to look at kids in a sexual way. It is so disturbing. It is so foul. Because their job right now is to really change you to start having these disturbing perceptions of children as young as 13, 14 years old. And it's so nasty. This trash, basically, these perps assigned to condition people in ways that are so disturbing. They are low-life bottom feeders who sold their soul to pedophiles. It is nasty, but that's the life that they chose to live, and I'm glad that they live this nasty life, because obviously people who do things like that, things come back to them. It's just a matter of time. They know it's gonna come. Right now, they're gonna kind of counter reality, whatever ways they can. They have accepted that for the enjoyment, for the godlike feeling, for the incentives, this is what they can do. They try to sound fierce about this nastiness. For example, for me to agitate music, we're mean. We make you think about kids like that. We make you dream about having sex with kids. And the way they do it is that they trick your brain to think that in the midst of it, you think this person is an adult. And then slowly the information that this is a 13, 14-year-old comes in. But because you're so tired, you're so already in a dream, and you're so already in a sleep, that you just let everything go. Me, it's been 4 years now. It's been 4 years. And when they was doing the first time they were doing this kind of dreams, I used to wake up and my heart was beating, I was sweating and everything. And today, it's just like, I don't care anymore. It's like, I know it's not me, it's disgusting, I'll never subscribe to that, but I no longer wake up, shaking, sweating, because 4 years of the same thing for over and over and over, you become desensitized. You become desensitized in the sense that you don't feel the same fear. You don't, it's not you, but it's just like, you're not as shocked as you used to be. Because they've been doing that for so long. 4 years ongoing almost every night, or every other night, so at least on a regular basis. Then today when they do it, it's just like, you wake up, you disturb, but you're just like, okay, whatever, let me go keep sleeping. And that's because you are becoming desensitized with the things they do. Right? It's like you're getting used to what they've done to you. And it's foul. But the purpose of what they're doing is to try to condition you, to train your brain, to have these sexual perceptions of children, that to normalize that, to think that having sex with a child is okay. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to train your brain to think like that's normal. They are nasty low life. But, obviously, there's obviously incentives, and they understand that, of course, you do this thing, is not for free. There's a price for it. You're going to pay that price when the day comes, but not today. In the meantime, for me, it's just to understand that I should never subscribe or identify with these things. I should never. And it's nasty. That just like that's just training the brain. It's basically conditioning us day in and day out to kind of look at children this sexual way. It's just nasty. And then you hear these people wanting you to be identified with this, telling you how they're going to frame you, and they're going to be raped, and they're going to do this, and then they're going to do this, and that. I was like, I'd rather get raped and tortured day in and day out than having to live a life where my job, my assignments, my task, right, is to make somebody be acceptive and conditioning that individual via this technology, including in his sleep or her sleep, to make her have or make him have dreams that can be modulated onto somebody's brain, where on a regular basis make that person have sexual dreams with children involvement in those dreams, so that as the brain it becomes rewired, and that they normalize that having sex with children is normal. That's what they try to do. These nasty bottom feeders, trash, pedos, they sold to pedophiles. There's a receipt. That receipt will be collected when the day comes. But for me, the way they try to make themselves present themselves is to try to find a way to sound fierce when doing that. So, oh, we're sorry. It's like trash. These people are so pedophilia-centric that the entities contracting this low life are filled with pedos. But the humiliation of reality is that they can't even speak about a pedophile that used to pick up kids as young as 14 years old to have sex with them. You understand the reality they have to live in? And try to be agitating in the way that God talked to me. I'd rather die in the fucking sewer than having to live life doing what they do. They're just cowards and bottom feeders. So whatever's gonna happen to me, I gotta find the strength and the dignity in this, that this is honorable death. I could have, imagine me just having to do what they have to do. Or normalizing this kind of ways of living in my life. And then try to delude myself that, oh, this person I'm doing to is nothing, and I'm the something. You understand the psychological trick they have to make themselves believe? Because obviously somebody who would do this is the nothing. That's for sure. Regardless of who I'm doing this to. If I had to wake up, live a life where I'm involving myself in ways to condition men and women to normalize having sex with children, and that was my task. And I'm such a something doing that. They trick themselves. But I truly stand on what I say when they're there, and when I say they're nothing. I truly feel nothing when I see them. I feel like they're just trash. It's just like you're such an air of nothingness. They degrade themselves in so many ways, but I'm so thankful because they can't even say the name Roy Moore. The humiliation of life is what they live currently. So I don't know if they believe that the torture that I'm going to experience is going to change that. But man, the humiliation they had to endure before they died, and I'm not talking about being tortured, I'm talking about what they chose to do. It's the most humiliating things. Now, if you think this is only unique to me, listen to the testimony of this woman. This is a woman who lives in North Florida, and she says, and you're going to hear there, that at night they like to do this program perversion aimed toward teenagers. And basically, they're trying to train her, condition her brain to have sexual thoughts about kids, especially teenagers. And they're similar to what I'm saying in regard of dreams and things like that, where they make her have dreams about teenagers, kids, so they can condition her brain to normalize sex with kids. This is their bad. This is what they're involved in. And by the way, this woman also have dealt with the rapes that they can do. There is nothing they can do to make themselves appear fierce or anything but the trash the government has contracted to implement these disgusting things onto us who are human subjects in this program. So not only they do this horrible psychological torture, but please understand, rape tactics are commonly used on women in this program as TI. And this trash wanting to live their fantasy, wanting to believe that I'm going to let them escape and think that I'm not going to bring up the fact that not only they do this pedophilia type of tormenting, but they also have been utilizing rape tactics, because this technology can definitely rape you in a way that is with nobody around you. And they've applied these tactics to a lot of women. They are raping women in this program. And I have these psyops, which for me is the most disgusting part, is the psyop. Can you imagine being involved in a program where sexual torture is commonly applied onto women, and then somehow want me to see you as this avenger who is here to protect, to avenge this person that they say that you did something wrong. You who are involved in a program that does these horrible things that you're going to hear and rapes these women. And then you want me to let them live that fantasy of fierceness that they don't have. They can't even see Roy Moore. They're just cowards and bottom feeders. So, I rather die slow. I rather slowly die than having to live the way they live. It is disgusting. It is disturbing, and I can't let them live that fantasy. I can't. And that's the nasty things they do. So, in regard of what they do, in regard of how they condition us toward children, please listen to that. I will no longer speak just for me to speak. I will always back up with the other testimonials that say the same things about what they do. So listen to it.
They had violated me for so long, I decided to aggravate them with words. In my mind, I can hear my own voice. I told them, I'm going to make you pay for all of the years of torture that I've taken, and all you are going to hear is aggravation. For every single second of my privacy that you have taken away. From me and my family. Ben said this: the slaves began a program of perversion. First was with my dog. I am very playful with my pet, and suddenly one day that I was petting him I felt strange, in the sense of the word. I thought, this is strange, and then afterwards that strange sensation continued. Then in that moment I realized that was impost, so I thought, look at this losers, don't know how to put me down, and they are doing this. So I told them that I know what you are trying to do, and I started laughing, and then I said again out loud, you'll never take my will, ass. So just to show them that I meant what I said, I kept playing with my dog, and even though that attacks continue, I don't let them get me. Today they continue with the programming of perversion, but this time they are aiming in the use. A people, better said young people, also children and homosexuals. When I aggravated them I usually called demeaning names, and one of them is referring to homosexuals. For me all of the slaves are misfits, society haters, scumbags, etc. No, I don't have anything personal against them, homosexuals, but as my way to aggravate the slaves, and since they love to use children for the torture and stalking, street theater etc. Especially teenagers for the stalking at close range with an attitude, they are using them during my sleep in the perversion program, and so you can imagine what the slaves of torture are pretending to do to me.